Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cracking wide open exactly how digital platforms track you across the web and looking closely at how advanced isolation tools attempt to keep your identity completely secure. So if you've ever wondered how modern privacy tools actually work under the hood, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to examine traditional desktop solutions like GoLogin and then objectively compare them to emerging cloud-based platforms like Send.win. But first, let's start with a massive, real-world challenge. Picture this. You're an affiliate marketer running ad campaigns, maybe an e-commerce seller managing multiple storefronts, or a privacy researcher. How in the world do you juggle tens or even hundreds of accounts when platforms are constantly tracking your every digital move? Standard browsing, even if you fire up incognito mode or use a VPN, well, it just isn't enough anymore. The tracking algorithms are incredibly sophisticated. Trying to run all those accounts from a single standard browser is literally like trying to walk into the exact same casino on the exact same night wearing 100 different fake mustaches. Eventually, the security cameras, or in this case, the algorithms, are going to catch on, and you'll trigger automated bans almost immediately. So, here is our roadmap for today. First, what is GoLogin? Second, masking your fingerprint. Third, pricing pros and cons. Fourth, desktop versus cloud models. And finally, which browser should you choose? Let's dive right in. Section 1. What is GoLogin? The Orbita engine and browser isolation. Okay, to truly understand anti-detect software, we first have to wrap our heads around this absolutely crucial concept, your browser fingerprint. This is an incredibly sticky, highly trackable digital identity. A lot of people think hiding their IP address with a VPN makes them anonymous, right? But honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Websites actually look at the unique combination of your device's hardware, your installed software, and your specific browser settings to figure out exactly who you are. It's exactly like digital DNA. The specific size of your screen, the exact custom fonts you have installed, the specific graphics card processing the page, all of these data points combine to create a profile so completely unique that 99% of users can be instantly identified by platforms without ever giving up their real name or their IP address. To combat this massive tracking problem, tools like GoLogin were created. Launched back in 2019, it has grown into an absolute giant in this space, hitting a major milestone of over 500,000 registered users. That's 500,000 people relying on this core technology. Under the hood, they use a highly modified version of the open-source Chromium browser engine, which they've custom-named Orbita. And the entire fundamental purpose of this Orbita engine is to take that highly unique digital DNA we just talked about and actively mask it. It basically allows users to create dozens of isolated browser profiles that look exactly like completely different computers located all over the world. Section 2. Masking your digital fingerprint. Let's look at how the disguise actually works. You know, what's truly fascinating here is the sheer volume of technical parameters GoLogin alters to pull this off. It doesn't just lazily change your browser name. No way. It alters incredibly deep system metrics like canvas rendering. If you aren't familiar with that, canvas rendering is a sneaky technique where a website silently asks your browser to draw hidden shapes in the background, just to test exactly how your specific graphics card renders the pixels. GoLogin alters that. It alters your WebGL and your audio processing context, because websites can actually track the minute differences in how your specific hardware processes sound waves. It even spoofs your system fonts, shifts your screen resolution, and alters your color depth. By actively controlling all these microscopic granular details, it constructs a completely isolated sandbox profile that looks entirely authentic to tracking algorithms. So how do you actually set up this digital disguise? Well, it follows a very specific 6-step process. Because GoLogin is a heavy desktop application, you start by downloading and installing it locally. You create your account, set up your profile, and then let the software magically generate that new, random fingerprint for you. Crucially, in step 4, you have to bring and configure your own proxy to ensure your IP address physically matches this new digital identity. But the most important part of this entire journey is step 6, the verification. Experts rely heavily on independent sites like browserleaks.com as the ultimate stress test. You run this check to ensure your new digital disguise is absolutely flawless, completely unique, and hasn't leaked any of your real computer's underlying data, long before you risk logging into your real business accounts. Moving on to section 3, pricing, pros, and cons. Let's talk about the true cost of anonymity. GoLogin does offer a pretty generous forever free tier, which is great for beginners who just need up to 3 profiles to play around with. But if you're scaling up to 100 profiles, you're looking at a $49 monthly investment for the professional tier. And for agencies needing team collaboration and up to 300 profiles, that jumps to $99 a month for the business plan. Now, these software costs are fairly standard for the privacy industry, but they can definitely add up very quickly for independent marketers or small teams operating on thin margins. But here's the catch. Beyond the monthly software subscription, the hidden hardware costs and friction points are pretty significant. GoLogin requires a local installation, taking up over 420 megabytes of hard drive space. More importantly, running each of these isolated profiles locally is going to eat up anywhere from 500 megabytes to a full gigabyte of your computer's RAM. If you try to run 10 to 15 profiles at once, your computer's fans might literally start sounding like a jet engine taking off, because you easily need 16 gigabytes of RAM just to prevent your system from crashing completely. Add in the extra monthly costs of buying separate high-quality proxies and the steep learning curve required to configure everything without making a fatal mistake, and you quickly realize that traditional anti-detect browsing is a really heavy lift. Which brings us to a major turning point. Section 4, Desktop versus Cloud Models, and a fundamental shift in architecture. There is a massive architectural divide in the market right now. The traditional desktop model, which GoLogin uses, relies entirely on your personal machine's hardware. It demands your RAM, your CPU power, requires you to source your own external proxies, and stores all that data locally. In stark contrast, we have the emerging cloud model, championed by platforms like Send.win, which requires absolutely zero local installation. It operates entirely within the web browser you are already using, offloading all the heavy lifting, RAM consumption, and data storage to secure remote servers. This is a total game changer. It gives you the freedom to run complex, isolated profiles, even from a weak laptop while sitting in a coffee shop. And it even includes built-in IP isolation, so you don't have to endlessly hunt for proxies. When we zoom out and compare the wider market, the differences between these two philosophies become even more obvious. Traditional desktop models like GoLogin and Multilogin both demand that high local resource usage, and sharing active sessions usually involves really complex tiered team configurations. Send.win, on the other hand, offers zero local resource drain. But perhaps the biggest workflow shift is the one-click, password-free session sharing. This is a massive deal for agencies. It allows managers to grant their virtual assistants access to an isolated profile without ever actually handing over the real account passwords. That effectively prevents rogue employees from stealing credentials. Combine that with the included proxies, and it eliminates a ton of extra steps and costs required by the legacy desktop alternatives. Finally, Section 5. Which browser should you choose? Let's figure out what fits you best. So, looking at all this objective data, who actually benefits most from each model? Well, if you're a highly technical user writing complex automation scripts using programming tools like Selenium or Puppeteer, you absolutely need granular control over every single aspect of your browser environment. If that sounds like you, and you already possess a powerful computer with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you already manage your own dedicated proxy network, then the traditional desktop model of GoLogin is built perfectly for your workflow. It gives you the raw, unrestricted control you need to execute high-level technical tasks. Conversely, what if you prioritize modern flexibility and simplicity? Say you want the freedom to log into your securely isolated profiles from a tablet, a lightweight Chromebook, or even just check in on a running ad campaign from your phone while you're on the go. If so, the cloud model is definitely the logical choice. It's also incredibly effective if you are running a team and need to instantly share active sessions without the security nightmare of handing over passwords. If you simply don't want the headache of configuring local RAM drains, listening to your computer fans scream, and hunting down reliable proxies every single month, offloading the whole shebang to the cloud just makes the most sense. But whichever side of defense you lean toward, there is one unavoidable reality here. This is a relentless, constantly evolving battle. As the source material points out, keeping online accounts alive is not a set-it-and-forget-it process. Every single time major platforms update their tracking algorithms to catch fake or masked fingerprints, anti-detect tools have to scramble to continuously update their engines to construct better, more authentic disguises. It is a constant, incredibly high-stakes game of cat and mouse across the digital landscape. Which leaves us with one final thought to ponder today. As digital tracking continues to get more aggressive, highly sophisticated, and AI-driven, who's going to win? Will traditional local disguises that actively try to trick the system, or modern cloud sandboxes that completely physically isolate the session, be the ultimate winner in the fight for online anonymity? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helped clarify the complex world of browser isolation for you.